The second Elaine heard about a bracelet worth 5 or 6 million, her eyes lit up. A bracelet? Where is it? Show it to me. Charlie was instantly on guard. He said, "Mom, the bracelet's in the bedroom, but I'm planning to return it." Return it? Elaine frowned. Are you out of your mind? Returning something worth $6 million. Charlie said, "I just did him a small favor. It wouldn't be right to accept something so expensive for that." "Who cares about what's right?" Elaine blurted out. "If he was willing to give it, we should be willing to take it. So where is the bracelet? If you don't want it, I'll take it." Charlie knew his mother-in-law was up to no good. He had actually planned on giving the bracelet to Clare, but he hadn't found the right moment to tell her, so he'd been holding on to it. He just didn't expect Jacob to have such a big mouth and spill the beans. It wasn't that Charlie couldn't part with a multi-million-dollar bracelet. After all, he had nearly $10 billion in his account. What kind of bracelet couldn't he afford? The main thing was, he felt his mother-in-law didn't deserve to wear something so precious. With her greedy and petty personality, a $20,000 or $30,000 bracelet was more her speed. But Elaine wasn't about to let this opportunity slip by. A $6 million bracelet? Imagine the bragging rights. So she pushed again. "Where is the bracelet? Take it out and let me see it." Clare, sitting beside him, knew that if that bracelet ever made it into her mother's hands, they'd never see it again. So she chimed in. "Mom, since we're going to return it, let's not even take it out to look at it. What if we bump it or drop it? It would be hard to explain that." "Return it?" Elaine shot up, getting worked up. She snapped, "What is wrong with you?" Clare knew her mother would try to get her hands on it, so she stood firm. "Mom, don't argue. Charlie and I already discussed it, and that's final." Elaine knew Clare's personality. If she was set on returning it, there was no stopping her. The thought of a multi-million-dollar item being sent back made her heart ache, and she burst into tears. She cried, "It's fine to have a live-in son-in-law, just fine. But my own daughter isn't even on my side. I might as well be dead." Clare put a piece of meat on her mother's plate and said, "Okay, Mom, I'll buy you a bracelet one day." "You better mean that!" On the day of the auction, Charlie had just come out of his room and into the living room early that morning. Jacob was already there, waiting impatiently. His face lit up when he saw Charlie. "Charlie, let's get going! We can't be late!" Jacob had been so excited about the auction that he barely slept all night. He'd been waiting right there for Charlie. The moment he saw him, he rushed him out the door. The Collector's Vault was a private club for art and antique enthusiasts in Orris Hill. Their headquarters were a manor in a scenic part of the suburbs. The president of the association was a big deal. Rumor was he was a real estate mogul from in-state with a passion for art and collectibles. He put up $100 million and got a group of like-minded business people together to create Grand Central Hall. Charlie and Jacob arrived at the gate of Grand Central Manor, parked the car, and got out to look around. The grounds were gorgeous and peaceful, with an undeniable air of luxury. All the cars parked outside were high-end luxury models. The one Charlie drove stuck out like a sore thumb. When Jacob got out of the car, he hurried towards the entrance. Jacob was buzzing with excitement. It was his first time at such an exclusive event. He kept looking all around, a little intimidated and unable to fully relax. At the entrance, Jacob nervously handed over the invitation. He was worried. What if the invitation Charlie got was a fake? But the guard at the door scanned it without issue and said respectfully, "Please, come in." Jacob let out a sigh of relief and walked in with Charlie. Just as they stepped inside the venue, Harold, dressed to the nines, strutted in behind them. The moment Harold saw them, he frowned, a look of surprised shock on his face. Charlie and Jacob were here. What were these two losers doing here? The whole Wilson family only got one invitation, and he was holding it. How did these two bums get in? Remembering all the times Charlie had made a fool of him, Harold stormed over angrily and yelled, "Charlie, how did you get in here? Do you have any idea where you are?" Charlie heard Harold's annoying, squawking voice and couldn't help but frown. When Jacob saw Harold, he just smiled smugly. "Oh, Harold, you're here too." Harold didn't just look down on Charlie, he had just as much contempt for his uncle Jacob. He frowned and asked him, "What are you doing here? You have an invitation?" "Of course," Jacob blurted out. Harold asked aggressively, "How could the two of you possibly get an invitation? Where did you get it?" Charlie glanced at him and said coolly, "Harold, where we got our invitation is none of your business." Harold sneered. "A couple of losers like you? Get an invitation from the Smith family? Yeah, right. I bet you stole someone else's invitation to sneak in here, didn't you?" Charlie didn't even bother to answer him. He just turned his head away without a word. His dismissive attitude just made Harold even angrier. To him, Charlie was just trash. He had zero standing in the Wilson family, a total nobody. And now, seeing Charlie here at the collector's vault, Harold felt completely humiliated. Why was this loser, who basically lives off scraps, standing here next to him? Harold glared at Charlie, pointing a finger right in his face. "Tell me, how did you two get in here?" Charlie frowned and said to Jacob, "Dad, just ignore this idiot. Let's go. Don't pay any attention to him." "Stop right there!" Harold stepped in front of them, blocking their path and staring them down. "Trying to run away? Feeling guilty? You must have cheated your way in. You don't belong in a place like this. Show me your invitation." Charlie was getting angry now. He could put up with a lot, but he wasn't going to let Harold provoke him over and over. He said coldly, "You want to see my invitation? You're not worthy. Get lost." Harold's face tightened, anger flushing his cheeks. In his mind, Charlie had always been a pathetic wimp. How dare he tell him to get lost? Harold grabbed Charlie's arm and said icily, "You're not leaving until you explain yourself." Harold lunged at him, but Charlie sidestepped him easily. Then he grabbed Harold's wrist, gave it a little shake, and sneered. "What's the matter? Hand all better? Guess once the scar fades, you forget all about the pain." Harold felt a surprising amount of force and stumbled back a couple of steps, shocked and angry. This guy was a lot stronger than he looked. Realizing he couldn't take Charlie, Harold cursed under his breath. "Damn it! You just wait, you piece of trash. I'm getting the manager to throw you out." With that, Harold turned and called for the manager. A moment later, a middle-aged man in a sharp suit walked over, flanked by two security guards. The man put on a welcoming smile for Harold. "Mr. Wilson, what can I do for you?" "Manager, check their invitation." Harold pointed a finger at Charlie and said with a sneer, "I have a feeling it's a fake." To protect the guests' privacy, the invitations didn't have names, just a passcode. The staff could enter the code into an app on their phone to verify the attendees' names. The manager glanced at Harold's expensive suit and knew he was from a wealthy family. Then he looked at Charlie's plain clothes and gave a dismissive smirk. "Sir, I'll need to see your invitation so I can check it." His tone was polite, but his eyes were full of contempt. Charlie's simple clothes made him look completely out of place among the usual crowd at the collector's vault. Charlie caught the condescending look in the manager's eyes and felt a flash of anger. He said coldly, "And what if I don't?" The manager coughed, his expression turning cold. "Then, may I ask what family you belong to in Heir's Hill?" Before Charlie could answer, Harold jumped in. "He's with the Wilson family." "Well, not really. He's a house husband married into our family. He's not really a Wilson. He's more like our dog." The words house husband told the manager everything he needed to know. Why would anyone with any real status in Heir's Hill become a house husband? The manager's face hardened. "All right, let's have it. How did you get in here? Dealing with this whole group was getting on Charlie's nerves. He was also pretty disappointed that the collector's vault treated its guests so differently based on how they looked. He said coldly, "I walked in, of course." The manager figured Charlie was a nobody, so he dropped the questions and said coldly, "If you don't follow the rules and show me your invitation for inspection, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave." After he spoke, he waved his hand, and the two security guards immediately stepped forward, surrounding Charlie. When Jacob saw what was happening, he started to panic. He was worried there was a problem with the invitation, so he quickly said to Charlie, "Charlie, I think we should just go. Let's not cause any trouble." Charlie frowned, a little surprised. "Dad, you don't want to see the auction anymore?" Jacob shook his head. "No, I'm done. We shouldn't have come here in the first place. It'll be too embarrassing if they kick us out." Charlie nodded, seeing that Jacob had made up his mind. He didn't say anything else. It was just an auction, and he wasn't really here for it anyway. Since Jacob didn't want to stay, there was no reason to stick around and deal with these people. As for Warnia, if she asked about it later, he'd just tell her, "Sorry, but I guess I'm not good enough for a place owned by the Smith family." With that, he turned and started to leave with Jacob. Harold laughed obnoxiously behind them. "You two losers, scared now? Got a guilty conscience? You really have a death wish, trying to sneak into a Smith family auction?" Charlie ignored him and kept walking. Just then, a sudden commotion erupted from the crowd.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.